So my friends Jeremy Lomack and Jibri Wright have been coming out here this past summer to do some voiceover for their series that's now available on Amazon Prime. It's called Daddy U Misspelled Father. So once I had them in the booth, I thought I'd give them a chance to talk about their experience as neophyte voice talent. Filmmaker Jibri Wright joins us today.
Hello.
My questions for you, because this was your first time ever getting behind a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? This was your first time ever behind a microphone for voiceover?
For voiceover, yes. Before in the past, I've always done music, just mainly rap music, and that's pretty much it. But this was my first time doing voiceovers.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So what's the most surprising thing to you about doing voiceover that you learned when you got in the booth the first time?
The most surprising things is how much it makes the character pop. It makes the persona of the character that you're speaking about or speaking through stand out even better. And I've learned so much far as how to breathe, how to use your chest, how to, to every position matters. It impacts the way you talk and the way you deliver the next sentence or the next speech or the next anything. So it caught me by surprise. It made me think about all the songs I did before in the past. And, the more I think about it, it's like I've been doing it the wrong way for so long, but I didn't know, just not having that vocal coach and things of that nature.
What do you feel like physically changed, what you had to physically change in your body to accomplish what we're trying to do?
Breathing. I had to physically change the way I breathe, and also you really have to watch what you intake into your body too, because a lot of things can impact the way you talk and sound, like different fluids that enter your body, different foods that enter your body. That all comes into play when you're doing voiceover work.
Did you have any idea that those things would impact your life prior to doing voiceover?
No idea whatsoever. No idea, because I always thought about it like, hey, you can just get in the booth and just do whatever as long as you know your lines and know what you're going to say. And yeah, that's true, but it's techniques to everything. And when you know how to do it the right way, it just makes it sound even a lot better. And I learned a whole lot.
And it makes it easier to perform it when you're...
Way easier, because when you can capture how to breathe, everything starts from inside. From what Jeff taught me, everything starts from within, and then it echoes on the outside, and it makes everything stand out. Now Trey had no idea a lady would abandon her child at a funeral he was attending. But hearing that baby cry made him reminisce about his own. A long, long time ago, how it all began.
It's all about
Lomack.
sex and money.
Sex and money. The amazing Jeremy Lomack.
Let me eat.
Lomack's a rapper. You've been a vocalist for a long time. You spent a lot of time behind a microphone, but this was your first time doing voiceover. What's different about working a microphone from singing or rapping versus doing voiceover? How do you think about it differently?
As an artist, I can get away vocally in the booth and creating.
Right.
When you're presenting verbal content to the world in a movie that shows body language and impressions, I believe it has to match more than it does when I'm doing music. So vocally, like, it's more of a feeling when you're doing voiceovers, other than, oh, I hear this sound, I can put it together and add some auto-tune or put this deverb on that or whatever. If you can do it naturally, it take work. And like Jibri say, it's first of all, it's up here, then you feel it, then you take in the breaths and working out. You got to work out if you want it to become extent to the world like you want it to.
What changed about your breathing from voiceover to rap? I know you've got to time the breathing to sing and to rap. Did you feel like you had to do the same sort of timings?
Well, it's totally different.
Okay.
See, the one main thing I can tell you doing these voiceovers is a cappella. So you got to create a tempo. You have to keep the tempo, remember the vibe, remember the rhythms, and doing music, you have a beat, you have a click track, you have all the cheat codes. So yeah, it's a challenge, but if you're used to recording I'm a drummer, so the language, like you said earlier, I can keep up with it, and I just adapt to it and make it work.
What did you learn about vocal rhythm? Being a drummer, you're very conscious of rhythm, and I use drumming examples to help you sort of change the beat to these lines. Tell me how you think about that.
Well, when you mentioned it, I just thought of everything being on the 4 count, and with me being in control, I get to drag it, or I can speed it up, or I can keep it mid-tempo, and I know if I'm tripling the beat or not, and the rhythmics. It's if you don't know it, you just don't know it. But
so you're not restricted to the beat the way you are with music, and you have to push the beats around differently.
Exactly, but you got to remember them to know where to put them. Right. That's the hard part. Just to let y'all know, you don't just go in the booth and I got you. Yeah, thank you. No. So yeah, it's fun, and once you get in the rhythm, you what's next? You want to know what's next, and for me, I'm ready for what's coming at me.
One thing by Kilo Hills, he don't trust nobody. Nah, not even his own dope boys. He got me keeping tabs on everybody, every night, every route, every transaction.
We on deck. 10-4.